everything that starts has an end. It's just life. And for me, you know, today, I told my team that this will be my last ride. Yeah. And I told them I just felt so much peace in where I am with my decision because of everything that I've done in this league. I've done it. You know, I've done it, man. There's no, you know, accolade that I don't have individually, but I've never played the game for individual stats. You know, I've only played the game to make my team be a better team.
Well, NFL Live here with you, Trey Wingo alongside Mark Schlereth and Jason Taylor, taking a look at the amazing career of Ray Lewis that is going to end when the Ravens' postseason run ends. Hey, could be in New Orleans in a month, but it could be this Sunday as well at home against the Indianapolis Colts. It's interesting that we have an offensive lineman and a linebacker here to sort of discuss Ray Lewis. Let's start with you, Mark. When you had to line up against Ray Lewis, as an offensive lineman, was this your worst nightmare?
Well, he's one of the best that I've ever played against, one of the best that I've ever game planned for. And you never are excited about playing a guy like that because he has everything. He has that strength, he has that athleticism, he has that speed, and he was flat out a tackling machine. And I'll never forget game planning for him, a game I did not play in, but it was a playoff game, and breaking down 4 games of tape where he was blocked 6 times, and we put this whole plan together where we were going to get to Ray Lewis. We were going to be the difference in Denver. We're going to be the only team that season that could block him. And about the 3rd quarter, after another 3 and out, my offensive line coach looked at me and went, "You can't block the guy." He literally was having tackling practice during the course of a game. It's just phenomenal what he was able to accomplish.
Yeah, as a fellow linebacker, what did you appreciate most about Ray?
Everything he brought to the game. I mean, the athleticism, the passion, the fight, the motivation, the way he motivates his team, and it's the things he does before the game even kicks off. It's the week leading up to it. It's watching those 4 games of tape when you break down the tape the week before. You know, when you're offensive lineman, and you know all throughout practice you hear Ray Lewis. We got to get a hat on Ray Lewis, and you have somebody in your scout team wearing the 52 jersey, and they're trying to block him, and okay, we're getting it done. And you always go in the locker room. You're like, yeah, you got it done today against the scout team number 52. It's going to be totally different on Sunday. And like Sting said, you go out there on Sunday, and he continues to make plays. He was impossible to block, and I think the intimidation factor that he presented before the game even started, he had the game won.
The scariest guy, one of the scariest guys you've ever played against, Mike Singletary, another one of those guys. Lawrence Taylor's, I lined Junior Seau, and Ray Lewis. Those 4 guys, I lined up against all of them. They were all frightening, right. Every one of them. But all those guys have one thing in common. They are so fast on film, so fast at practice, so fast in the game, that when you look at yourself compared to those guys on film, you're like, if I don't elevate my game right now in practice, I'm going to look so silly next to the way that guy plays. So it's the high tide raises all boats. Right. He's a guy that made the rest of that defense play at a level that was even beyond their capability.
And that was someone you had to go up against him. When you had to watch him, and then when you as a defensive player had to go on the field, did he inspire you to get the best out of you because you didn't want to be shown up?
Oh, absolutely. You knew you were going to get Ray's best effort every week. And that's the biggest thing I think about Ray Lewis is that he was just so consistent. You knew week in and week out what you were going to get from Ray Lewis. And you also knew playing against him, you're going to have to raise your level of play. You need to be that much better to not be overshadowed by Ray Lewis and that Ravens defense. And it was the way there's very few players in this league that when you have a long drive and you come on the sideline and you're tired, you want to sit down and get some water. There's very few players in this league that'll make you get off the bench and watch them play. And Ray was one of those guys.
Yeah, well, for 17 years, he inspired his teammate. He inspired guys that played against him. You name it, in an NFL career, Ray Lewis has done it. He's not done yet, but it could come to an end Sunday at home against the Colts.